Hi, welcome to Learning Monkey. I am Vikram. In this class, we'll try to understand arrays and memory in C. The concept of arrays, the basic concepts of arrays, array initialization, and the for loops and array. The concepts how arrays can be used along with for loops. The regular programming practices has already been discussed in our previous videos. If you haven't watched those videos, please watch those videos and come back here, because this video is the continuation video for those videos, and every video in our channel is going to be a part of entire course or a playlist. Our suggestion is to follow the entire course so that you can have better understanding of the concepts. And the link for the playlist is provided in the description below. Now coming to this class, we'll try to understand how an array will get stored on the memory. That way we'll try to understand. In our previous classes, we had our discussion, we had our visualization of array in this way. So here let's try to understand this with an example. This example here, int a of 3, so this is how an array can be declared, and this is how the array can be initialized. So here an array of size 3 has been declared, means 3 elements can be stored in that array, and that array is of type integer. So the declaration, the data type of that array is int, means integers can be stored in that array. So we have taken 3 elements. The 3 elements are 4, 6, 9. So these are the elements which are getting stored in an array. Now this is the kind of visualization that we had, but in reality how the things will get stored, how this visualization of array will get stored in the memory. So this is how the things will get stored in the memory. So this is a memory with 8 bits of 1 byte of each memory location is having 8 bits. So this kind of visualization we already had in our variables, and all those discussions we had this kind of visualization. So and every byte or every location of the memory is having 8-bit capacity, and let's assume that integer is taking 4 bytes of space. So in order to store one integer, we need 4 bytes of space. So let's assume that this a of 0, this memory location a of 0, this memory location a of 1. So this is how we can access by the index. These are the indexes of the array. By using this index, we can access the elements of the array. Okay, so now a of 2, so this is the these are the array indexes, and assume that the location allocated, the first byte to memory address of this memory location of a of 0 is 50, and for this it is 53, 50, okay, it is 54, and for this it is 58. Okay, so this is how the memory has been allocated. This is how the compiler has allocated memory for the elements of the array. Okay, whenever we have just a is getting stored with the address 50. So this 50 is the starting element of the array. So whenever we have we use this variable name a, it means that it is the address of the array, the starting address of the array. What is the starting address of the array? This is the starting address of the array, and each element is taking 4 bytes of space. See here, 1, 0, 0. So these 3 bits are representing the binary representation of 4, and remaining all 4 bytes of all the bits in this first byte, and the remaining 3 bytes is stored with zeros. So this is a 4 byte representation of binary value 4. Okay, similarly see here, 6110 is the decimal binary value of the decimal number 6. So decimal number 6, and it is using 4 bytes of space. So these 4 bytes of space is allocated for this decimal number 6. Similarly 1001 is the binary value of the decimal number 9, and these are the 4 bytes of space which are allocated for 9. Here the 4 is getting stored, here the 6 is getting stored, and here the 9 is getting stored. Okay, so how this visualization came is, so all these 4 bytes are made into one single box. These 4 bytes are made into another single box. These 4 bytes are made into another single box. So just till this memory horizontally. So this is the kind of visualization that we are going to get. So this is the reason why we are visualizing the array in this way, and these values are stored in the memory in this way. So the next question that we are going to get is, whenever we are trying to access the elements of an array, for example, if I want to access a of 1, immediately what happens is we are going to go this location, we will go to this location, and all the 4 bytes of data will be accessed, and it will get converted into decimal value, and the remaining calculations will be done. If we want to print it, we are going to print it, or if we want to add this with some other number, so whatever we would like to do, what happens is whenever a of 1 is identified, whenever a of 1 is identified, this is a of 0, this is a of 1, and this is a of 2. So what the compiler will do is, this a of 1 will get converted into this memory address. How that conversion is done? It is done by using a formula. So the compiler, every time it is going to execute that formula, and based upon that we are going to get that address, and we are going to access the values in that particular address. So what that formula is, it is base address plus size of each element into index. So for example, if you are trying to access the element stored in a of I, means we have to get this address 54, a of 2 58, we have to get a of 0, we have to get 50. So the formula used is, it is base address. So what is the base address? Base address means the address of the first element, the first byte of the first element is what we call it as base address. So this is the address of the first element's first byte address. Okay, so this base address, it is 50, where we it is 50 plus size of each element. Size of each element is 4 bytes, 1 2 3 4, and the index, we want to get the address of a of 1, the index is 1 multiplied with the index of the element. Index of the element is 1, so it is 50 plus 4 into 1, which is 54. Similarly, if you want to access a of 2 we want to access, how we can do it? A of 2 is equal to, so it is 50, the base address is 50, so for any element in the array, the base address is always going to be 50. Okay, 50 plus 4 into 2. 50 plus 4 into 2 means 50 plus 8, which is 58. The address is 58. So the address is 58, means the starting address of a of 2 is 58. From here it is going to fetch the next 4 coming 4 bytes. The 4 bytes are 58th address, 59th address, 60 address, and 61 address. All the values, all the bits that are stored in each byte will be accessed, and from that we are going to decide what is the decimal value of that binary equivalent. So for that binary value, what is the decimal equivalent, that will get converted. So this is how the arrays will get stored in the memory, and this is how the each and every element of the array will get accessed. So the important point is, it is base address plus size of each element into index. So that formula is very important to understand. Hope you got the clarity on this concept. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. And if you have any doubts regarding this concept, please post your doubt in the comment section below. And if you feel that this video is helpful to you, please give us a like symbol, and please share this video with your friends so that they will also get benefited. Thanks for watching.